What's up? We're gonna look at the brand new Ampknob, the MLC S_0100. Now, when I first saw this thing coming out, I was like, "Really? We're gonna do this one? This is the one we're gonna do an Ampknob of?" The MLC is way too complicated to make it that an Ampknob. How are they gonna get the clean tones? How are they gonna get the crunch tones? How are they gonna working all the dynamics of the various ways you could dial in that amp? Like when I looked at the original full size version of the plugin, it's amazing. Well, they did a pretty good job. So let's hear what I came up with. Really does sound good. So this is a great example of taking the best out of that amp and creating three versions of it so that it's usable in every single stage. So one of the things that I thought of right away, like that there's no way this is gonna work. They have to like pick what they want that amp to sound like. Because the main thing about this amp, watch the main original review that I did of it. It's a very dynamic amp. It's not overly compressed. It's not that low end, angle style where the low end is clamped down. Very dynamic. It can be very tubby. It can also be very clean. You can get a lot of unique voices and styles out of that amp. It's also just by nature quite low gain. So even this setting that I have here, where this thing is completely tanked with the gain and the pedal, still got some low end booty in there and some fatness that's not cleaned up, as it were, if that's what you were looking for. This is a while this is in my head, I remember recording this with this plugin, and this plugin can be a bit of a punisher because it's so low gain. This would be a great plugin to practice with, especially if you're looking for like note articulation and being very clean with your sweeps or your chords or stuff like that. This would be the plugin for you because you'll notice like all of my transients here with this particular song are really good. They're very nice because I had to sit here and play this over and over and over again because every single mistake was just so obvious with that low gain that I had to play it over and over. I don't want to make this a 30-minute video talking about this plugin. The plugin is, as all other amp knobs are, very simple. We've done this before. We know what Bogren's doing. We know what we can expect. We have one knob here. Now, the cool thing about this one knob in particular, what is this? It was like 8. You can engage and disengage the pedal. This is nothing new. But you have 3 distinct modes of how this plugin works. You can go super duper clean, DI style. And as you start cranking up the gain here, you'll see the light change. So to yellow here. This is like your crunch area, right? And you can get very crystal clear cleans as well as crunches that you can boost again with the pedal. You can always engage the pedal, by the way. But it never gets to the point where it's just over the top, overly compressed, just oversaturated nonsense. They've done a very good job finding in all the ways that the amp sings in every different setting, and then basically creating a threshold of how much to use for each, setting. You got like clean, crunch, high gain. And then you have clean crunch and high gain with the boost pedal if you wish to have it on there. I think this is at 8. I don't remember anymore. Whatever. But let me just show you what I'm talking about here. I'd rather just demonstrate this here because the plugin's been out for a little while. You guys have seen a lot of it already. But it is insanely versatile, and it's the only plugin I used on this song. So here we have almost crunchy going into kind of like a clean crunch kind of style. But you can make it even more clean. So let's just bring it all the way down. Oh, gotta do my settings again. So you can get it right on the edge of clean / breakup. You can get that really kind of, I'm going to say this because this song kind of turned out this way, kind of more like a Western cowboy style. So you can get a nice clean on the edge of breakup tone here. And then vice versa. You can go right into a more crunch into a much more high gain setting. With a little bit of extra crunch, see how those full chords are sounding a bit more powerful and open? So extremely dynamic, like what I was just talking about. I believe I had it like at 2.9, just at the edge of breakup here. Keep it clean still. But look how dynamic that is, going all the way from near DI clean to really, really dirty and high gain. Still a bit, I want to say fat or flubby. I don't want to say that in a negative sense. It's not overly compressed in the low, and you're going to have some tub down there if that's really what you're looking for. Would be really careful to use this on really low tuned amps, or excuse me, low tuned tunings without a pedal or boost of some sort. Let's see. There's some palm muting stuff I was doing here. That's some of the cleanest guitar playing I've ever recorded. I hate to be that guy, but I mean, this plugin will make you work for it. Very dirty, very dirty. Has that interesting dynamic quality, and the MLC amps do, and that means that this amp does a thing that you can't make you can't make this amp sound like something else, right? It has that dirty, gnarly, a little bit of the tubby quality that I'm talking about, but it really forces you to play the amp. You have to play into the amp, and you have to make it do what you want to do when you're playing. Really fun. Now for the leads here, the leads I call them, I just used the crunch setting. I wanted to have 3 different settings, like the clean, the crunch, and then the high gain. And same thing here. All of this tremolo picking. I'm not hiding behind the One thing I did here to make these cut through, I changed the cabs. So I believe I had cab 2 on the rhythm guitars. One of them has cabs. I changed one of these, or maybe it might not have changed over. This is wrong. One of these should be cab 2. It might have not switched over from my other computer. I do believe that cab 2 was going to be the leads, which should help make the leads pop out even more. There we go. Yeah. It comes right on top of those rhythm guitars like that. And all that little trick that I'm showing you there, it's just changing the frequency spectrum of where the IR is working mostly. So like you have your rhythm guitars in this section over here, and then you put your lead guitars just a little bit over here, so we're not clashing, tonally in a vocal sense. And so the leads just pop right out. This is great news because that means you don't need anything else. You just get this one plugin. The two IRs are perfectly fine and you can go to town. You can create some really, really great music with this, and it's very inspirational. Like I said, this I've never really written a song like this before. How this came out. So it sounds amazing, and there's really nothing else to talk about. By the way, I'm showing you the plugin version. The standalone version has a bit more functionality, which I did not install though, because I generally now if I'm gonna be playing guitar, I have Cubase open so that I can record instantly. But the standalone version here has basically extra options down here where you can do. You have a metronome, you have the tuner, which is right here, but you also have an ability to record riffs with a folder icon, so it'll save your riffs to the folder where you want it to go. So if you don't have time to open Cubase or your DAW or something like that, you just have the riff, you want to open up the plugin, you can open up it in a standalone and then record the riff and it goes right into your folder. Now, the main thing having the metronome there, goes back to what I was saying a little bit earlier about this is going to be a fantastic practice plugin if you struggle with a little bit of sloppy playing or like maybe chords that don't ring out. This will be freaking awesome. Highly recommended for practicing. You're gonna hate it, but your guitar playing will be much cleaner and better and faster. So those are extra things that are in the standalone version of the plugin that obviously you don't need when you have it in the DAW. But it's about as simple as it gets, guys. I mean, it's this. I guess we'll call this the most advanced amp knob because you have 3 different stages of distortion. If you want to just call it like that. But it's very simple. All your settings are still down here. What you would expect: DSP quality, input mode, stereo or mono, depending if you want a single track or put it on a bus. It's all standard stuff, very easy to understand. Just move the knob, engage the pedal to where you like the sound, and then you're pretty much good to go. Big thanks to Yasik and Bogren Digital for sponsoring the video for the channel. These guys are awesome. They always come and ask me to do a video for them. I love working with them, and I hope they keep making awesome plugins like this because I really I mean, I wouldn't say that this would be the first plugin that I would use because I'm definitely more of an angle guy. I want more of a compressed low end. That's just how it is. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with this plugin. It's distinctive and definitely more versatile than say, the other plugins that they put out. Not that they're bad. It's just you can have a clean, you can have a crunch, and you can have a high gain all in one plugin. You don't have to do anything and it sounds awesome. That's worth every single penny, right? So once again, thanks to Bogren Digital for sponsoring the video. If you guys like the plugin, click the link below, try it, check it out, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna love it. So go ahead and add it to your arsenal. That'll do it for me, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.